Self-abandonment is the most expensive form of ambition. Yes, let me just say that one more time. Self-abandonment is the most expensive form of ambition. Welcome back to Sustainable Success Sanity. If you're new here, I'm Tiffany Ram, your resilience coach and very own therapist friend. I'm here to guide you home to a version of you that succeeds, stays sane, and all while maintaining your sense of self. And today, we're talking about the hidden cost of success, which is self-abandonment. Yeah, many of us have learned to self-abandon. I'm going to be honest, as high achievers, some of us didn't really rise because we wanted to. Many of us rose because we had to. Because someone needed us. Someone was depending on us. Or honestly, because someone else just couldn't lead. So we stepped up. We learned to be the responsible one, the strong one, the dependable one. And all of those skills probably helped us survive, like we talked about in other episodes. It also trained us to self-abandon. And now for so many of us, not all of us, but some of us, self-abandonment has become your default setting. I know. I am the youngest of 4 and I'm the only girl. Yeah, the baby sister. And my older brothers were, needless to say, well, they were bad, okay? Like, they were beyond naughty, some of them. They were bad. And as a result, I became a hyper overachiever. I did so in an effort to make my parents proud, but also to kind of prove to everybody else I was the good one. And that my parents were, good parents. And in the process, often and many times, I learned to self-abandon. You might be listening and thinking, like, what does that even sound like? What is self-abandonment really? So let me tell you. Let me give you some examples of self-abandoning. When you tell yourself, I'll just rest later, or I don't need to sleep. I'll speak up next time. No, it's fine. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. I just don't want to be a burden. Do any of those sound familiar? All right. Unfortunately, success can't be built on self-betrayal. No. And it definitely cannot be sustained. So today, we're going to learn about the boundary ladder. Yes, one of the most important skills to learn are boundaries. And it's all over the Success and Sanity Toolbox. So what is the boundary ladder? Well, it's a 3-step framework to help you stop self-abandoning. Yes, a 3-step framework to make sure you stop abandoning yourself. So level 1. Level 1 is pause. Pause. Before saying yes to anything, pause. And ask yourself, do I want to do this? Whether it's accepting a meeting, going to an event, a new task, even just an extra errand. Pause and ask yourself, do I actually want to do this? Do I have time for this? Do I have energy for this? If not, you might need to say no. Now, this sounds simple, probably easy to do, in fact, but it's actually one of the hardest skills to learn and to master. For many of my clients, therapy and executives alike, this is a really hard behavior to change. So I want you to think about it, and I really want you to start practicing pausing and asking yourself, do I have time? Do I have energy? Do I actually want to do this? Level 2 in the ladder is decline. Declining is the practice of saying no without over-explaining. Now you're probably like, okay, that's self-explanatory, right? But many of you, this is a hard task. This is a hard skill to master. So I'm going to give you some examples. Again, saying no without over-explaining. Examples are, no, I'm not available for that. No, that doesn't work for me. And that's it. No further explanation. I'm sure many of you have heard of it all over social media, but I just want to remind you that no is in fact a complete sentence. You can just say no. Again, a hard skill to implement, but a really critical one to master. And level 3. Level 3 is redirect. And this is something many of us therapists use and that you will probably really need to know. Redirecting is offering alternatives without taking responsibility. An example of this is saying, I can't, but here are other options. I can't stay late, but I think so-and-so is coming in early to take over. Or example I like to use as a manager is, you know what, I don't know that answer, but I know that it's on this page in the policy and procedure manual, right? Or I don't know, but I can direct you who does, right? Redirecting without taking responsibility. It's a really valuable skill to have and that you really do need to master. Each level of the boundary ladder builds internal safety because boundaries aren't actually walls like we all were taught and think they are. They're actually pathways back to yourself. I know many of us were taught that boundaries block your success, but they don't. Boundaries actually help you create more capacity, right? By saying no to things you really don't have time or energy for, creates capacity for you to rest and actually be your best. Why? Well, your brilliance needs rest. Your purpose needs protection. And well, your future needs a version of you that stops self-sacrificing. Yeah. To actually have sustainable success, you have to stop saying yes to everything. You have to stop self-sacrificing and abandoning yourself. Boundaries are critical. So today's affirmations are meant to help you. Well, really to remind you to protect your peace and start implementing the boundaries ladder. So just like in other episodes, we're going to take a deep breath in together, hold and breathe out before we repeat today's affirmations. So right now with me, breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. And repeat this first affirmation after me. I protect my peace to protect my potential. Yes, you have to protect your peace to protect your potential. Next. No is a full sentence and a sacred boundary. It is. It's a sacred boundary. And last but not least, I choose alignment over approval. I hope all of these previous episodes have started to help you choose alignment over approval. Really to find your authenticity. So the next time someone asks you to stay late, but you know you're exhausted, or when you get invited to an event and you know you really don't want to go, remember the boundaries ladder. Remember to pause. Maybe redirect if you need to. And right now, remember, you can always rewind, pause, and repeat this lesson. And specifically, I hope you retry these affirmations. Repeat them over and over again throughout the week to remind you to practice the boundary ladder. Again, protect your peace to protect your potential. And I will see you in next week's reset.